Welcome to another episode of Useless Conversations. I'm here with Ken,
Oh, hi.
Ali.
What's up? We on this bitch.
Today we're going to talk about movies that we like, but the critics didn't like, or we're going to talk about movies that we don't like, but the critics did. Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
Okay, so with that one, I liked it because it was really pretty. I'll give it that, right? And then Luke Skywalker, yeah, the old guy, Mark Hamill. He was funny, and I understand why he was supposed to be funny because he's technically now somewhat of a comedian, right? He's a funny guy, pretty funny guy. People hated it just because it didn't really relate to the story at all. They get rid of Snoke because he wasn't really he's not the main bad guy.
Exactly.
'Cause
People were getting mad that they killed off Snoke and it didn't give them any backstory. But I thought that was a good move from Rian Johnson. He's the director, because not only did he, by doing that, like, he broke the norm of, this is the villain, we're gonna give you a backstory. This is like what he did. He tells you, don't focus on this guy, focus on Kylo Ren, focus on what's his name?
Bitch face.
No, it's
Ben Skywalker.
Ben Skywalker.
No, it was Ben Solo.
Ben Solo.
Whatever.
He was the son of Han Solo
He's the
and,
son of Han
and
Solo, yeah.
Leia.
The first movie, Han
The
Solo
trilogy.
dies, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
second movie, Luke dies. So the third movie, Leia?
I mean, she's kind of already
No,
gone.
she's
in
dead.
episode one,
But
you know?
but like I feel like this. If
Can we
the
get a prayer in here for Leia?
Moment of silence. I mean, she died in the movie, so there's no point.
no, she doesn't die in the movie.
Oh, I mean,
She
she
doesn't die in the
died
movie.
and then came back to life.
I
But,
feel like
you know.
I feel like if they didn't have a plan, like a solid plan for Leia, then they would have killed her. They had too many chances to do it, you know? So
Yeah,
if
that's what you
they
mean.
if they were gonna kill her, I feel like she's already recorded her scenes and they have a plan for her. Some people didn't like, what's the name of the woman who kills herself in the light speed? Do you guys remember?
Um,
Oh,
Oh, Holdo.
you know what's just the worst about this too?
Yeah.
The first time I saw that scene and it goes dead silent and everything's just quiet, some little twerp goes, "Arr!" and I'm like, you're ruining the scene. Like, he just, like, some dude just started, like, I think it was some kid just started like screaming or something.
No, I think
was
it
like,
might have been me,
dude,
because
I swear.
the first time I saw that scene and it happened, I just remember going like, wow, and then looking at this friend who was next to me, he's like, dude, I'm like, oh shit, it just happened. I didn't think about it. It was just like, that was my reaction to it.
you said wow out loud?
I said wow out loud.
But no, I think it was a good aspect. I feel like they did a good job here. Besides that scene, favorite scene is like when Rey and Kylo are fighting together.
Oh my god, that
Yeah, that
scene
was
was
good.
It's
amazing.
such a beautiful scene.
Some
you know?
people dare to say that Luke's death was bad. I thought his
Are you-
death was amazing.
Nah, it was pretty good.
I thought
'Cause it wasn't like
very
a-
symbolic.
Yeah, because his
Yeah,
story
yeah.
started looking at two suns, and it ended with the sunset.
Oh,
with
I
the
didn't
twin
think about
sons
that.
as well.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah,
you
that
know?
was a really nice detail. And also, when he dies, it's not like a damn or anything. Like, you can see within his eyes, it's like peace. He's happy with what he's been able to do throughout his life.
No,
and what he's been able-
it was extremely
accomplish, you know?
symbolic, because
Yeah.
in episode 4, when he looks at the suns, he's hopeful. He's like, oh, the future is gonna be better, and this movie ends with him looking at that and being like, my job is done. Now it's up to them to make the future better. His story is over. Like, what else could he talk about, you know?
Yeah, unless he comes back like a little ghost, but
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of the same way that Ben Kenobi dies at the end of the fourth movie, right? Like he's kind of passing the baton to Luke Skywalker, and then Luke's passing the baton to Rey. But
Yeah.
one movie later, of course,
So people,
Yeah,
because the first three movies were about Obi-Wan
yeah.
and Anakin.
Even Mark Hamill himself complained he was not happy with the route that Luke took. I liked it. I thought it made sense.
I wish Luke had babies. That's it. Yeah.
like
that
he
one.
actually would have had
Well,
a kid.
Ray, we don't know Ray if she's his
Nah,
daughter.
I think they confirmed that she's
not,
just
yeah.
like she's
And that
a
also doesn't
nobody,
make sense
basically.
because how can you have an American accent and then birth a child with a British accent? Like that just fundamentally does not make sense.
Well,
whatsoever.
Dude,
I mean,
they breathe
if
in
you
every
have-
single
if you
planet.
just-
Like, it's Star Wars. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and honestly, if like two of the most proper English folk, like monocle and everything, just pop out a baby and then hand it to some like Southern
American.
hicks or something like that,
Yeah.
They're
you're
gonna
gonna sound like some
no, they're gonna
like
sound
their
like
whole
British
life.
people.
That's not. I'm
No,
pretty
That's
sure
yeah.
it's not how.
No, that's how
Accent
they
isn't
learn
They learn
genetics.
how to. Yeah, I'm pretty
No,
sure they learn
no,
how to talk.
no,
You know, the
that's not
same
how.
way that people can replicate an accent of another. It's not a. It's not a genetic
It's
thing. It's a.
surroundings. The way
Yeah, it's
people speak
learning
is how you
how to
speak.
Whatever.
speak, how to pronounce words.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Now, episode 7 ends with Rey giving him the lightsaber. And we waited for 2 years to see how that scene resolves.
Scene
And
continues.
him grabbing it and throwing it back. I saw that as a spit on my face. I did not like that. I thought that did not like that at all.
Yeah. It was like
That was
you
good,
could
I
see
like
it
that.
as a funny thing, but also it was like, wait a minute, what the hell?
No, because, dude, okay, I thought about that scene so much. Like, I thought
For
about,
it
like,
to end like that.
I thought about him grabbing it and, like, sort of crying. I thought about him grabbing it and just, like, using it to, like, just turning it on and, like, going crazy. And I thought about him grabbing it and giving it back to her. But I never thought about him throwing it back.
Just dropping it.
No, he doesn't even drop it. He
No, he just
tosses
tosses
it back.
Yeah.
He tosses it over his back down a cliff. That pissed me off. I remember seeing that and being like, I hated that the movie started with that because it left a bad taste in my mouth until when we see Poe like do the drifts with the ship and he's attacking the big ship from the
Yeah, the
New
big-
Order.
Yeah.
That brought me back because the throwing back the lightsaber that pushed me so far away.
It's like he used the force directly on you.
I like how
Okay.
when they showed the lightsaber again, a porg died because of it.
No,
not sure
he steps on it and it just turns on. He doesn't die. I don't think he dies.
A porg? No. I swear to God, a porg died or something. Or no. Chewbacca was eating a porg in front of other
Chewbacca
porgs.
cooked the pork.
Oh yeah, he cooked the porg. Yeah.
Last thing I was gonna say that I like about this, and this is something that I feel like was kind of controversial because of how it ended. But you know how at the end the lightsaber it breaks and she has both pieces,
Mhm.
you know, but she still has the crystal. You know, it's like, oh man, and I feel like a lot of people like that had backlash because like they broke the lightsaber, like the lightsaber, they broke it. What the hell? But I feel like it's cool because you know Rey's gonna be able to have that like experience of a Jedi to like create her own lightsaber, and it's gonna be like the new step of like
'Cause that's a major step
no
into becoming
her
a Jedi.
story now. Yeah.
It's a major
Like,
step.
I think you're
she's
forgetting the part
make-
where she doesn't know how to make a lightsaber because there's no one to teach her. Book.
Wait,
Listen,
the book. Does she have the book?
Yeah, they're in the Millennium Falcon.
Oh yeah.
Falcon.
Okay. Yeah, we're good.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but if you
Episode
read a
9's coming
book,
out
you
this
can't
year.
make a go kart from just reading a book. You have to.
The Ghost
Or
of
Yoda.
Luke and Yoda. You know, they're gonna show
Qui-Gon.
the picture.
It'd be funny if they were
Anakin.
all arguing about how to teach her how to build it. That'd be great.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Transformers, the whole series.
The first couple of the ones with Shia LaBeouf, I actually like those ones just because I grew up with those, so
The
he
first
just
one
did it,
was good.
man.
The first one was good because it was different. It was Shia LaBeouf. Like I never liked him. He just always he overdid it. He always overdid it.
Okay, I kind of see what you're saying, but I feel like he was a good element at the beginning, you know, especially since they carried that on. I feel like it was stupid when they just like switched it to like the random. I don't
Mark
even know
Wahlberg.
what their names were. Yeah, they
Yeah.
just switched it to him. I was like, wait, who the hell?
Yeah.
Where's
yeah.
my boy?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, he also he went the Miley
Oh,
Cyrus
yeah.
route, but then Miley Cyrus got saved. See, I feel like if he stayed on after whatever movie he left, it would
I
have.
think it was the second or third one.
It was I think the third one.
It
I
was-
think he did
it was-
3.
it was the third one, yeah.
Yeah, it was the third one.
I feel like after that he would have started making the movies worse and worse because he fucked up the Indiana Jones. I like the first Transformers. I thought it was good because it brought something new and the toys, you know, the history of Transformers was this toy made by this company in Japan, and
Mhm.
they paid
Became a
Marvel.
comic. It became a comic.
Yeah,
Your
they
trans-
paid Marvel
Yeah, it became.
to create a story because once you add a story to a toy, people want to buy it, you know. And then
G.I.
Yeah,
Joe.
of course.
G.I.
Or
Joe,
almost
exactly. And then with time, they created the show, and the show added more, and they could create more characters, and it was like an interesting show. I don't know if you guys ever watched it, the classic Transformers show.
Yeah, the classic Transformers show. Yeah.
It was good.
You know what I feel? I feel like if you watch Bumblebee, the Transformers, how they animated them in that
Yeah,
movie,
they made them
look
old
a lot
school,
more like
didn't
the
they?
classic. Yeah, they
Yeah,
made
that
them a
was
lot
cool.
more like the classics, which was actually that was like the one thing that was like I already like this way more than the other Transformers movies. Was just because they kind of gave it that like more that more noticeable kind of design instead of like a rough and realistic look, you know.
hmm I feel like the Transformers movies, they with time they just started making no sense. The last one, I don't even remember what the last one's about, but I remember that Optimus was
Evil.
evil and he was mad.
Yeah,
When he
because
wasn't
they like
evil, he was
turned him to the
angry.
dark side.
Yeah,
And then
he was.
Bumblebee says something, and then
Yeah, no,
he
no, no.
comes
But
back in
even when he wasn't like under the spell,
trance.
he hated humanity. Like he was done with humanity, and I didn't like that.
Yeah, the thing was, I feel like, Michael Bay. Let's start from here. The
Yeah.
first movie, it was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Something different, like you were saying. And it was pretty interesting. But then from the second movie on, it was like, yeah, I've seen this before. Okay,
Yeah.
explosions, yeah, all
Yeah.
right. Okay, wait, what? And then you're just lost because then you get like he threw in the dinosaur transformers
That
in the
was
like
in the
fourth
that was
one.
I feel like as soon as it became Mark Wahlberg, it messed up.
Oh.
I feel like the only thing Mark
Yeah.
Wahlberg has done, he's done two movies that are like No Pain No Gain, because I think it's hilarious. It's a comedy. I see it as a comedy. I don't know if people see it as a comedy. I think it's hilarious. And what's the one with Will Ferrell where they're cops?
Daddy's home. Oh no.
No. That one, Daddy's Home sucks. The
Let me look
one
it up.
where they're cops. I don't know what it's called, but that one was good.
Uh,
But other than that, I hate all of them.
I think I started disliking the Transformers series once it came to my attention. That I think in the first three at least, Optimus Prime dies and then he gets resurrected a
He
couple
dies
times.
every single movie. That
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they find out another way to make him come back alive.
Mhm.
Because,
Going
Yeah,
back
I see
to
what
the series, they came out with a movie, and I remember they had Orson Welles, voice Orson Welles from like Citizen Kane. They had him voice this massive transformer that was like a planet, and in the movie they kill Optimus Prime, and that's it. Like they killed him, he's dead. I thought that was good. And I feel like the movies they try to like redo it, but not to the point where every single movie he dies. I feel like Bumblebee may have saved the franchise,
I feel
but
like Bumblebee was more of a reboot, wasn't it?
I don't know
Because
because
they changed the design, and they kind of like gave this new story, but it was more of like a prequel kind of thing, because they
Uh-huh.
were like Bumblebee's origin story. But at
dude,
the same time, I feel like they
even
could just start over from there,
Mhm. Even Michael Bay, like he got sick of Transformers. He didn't direct
Oh, yeah.
Bumblebee.
Yeah.
After
Who-
the last night, he said, "I'm done with Transformers movies." And Lionsgate, they said he announced he wasn't gonna direct any more Transformers movies, and Lionsgate said, "Okay, we're coming out with 5 more Transformer movies." And I was like,
Yo,
what the fuck? That
honestly,
makes no sense. Because some people say Michael Bay was Transformers. Because Transformers is like it's a big movie with explosions and battles, and like Michael
Too
Bay
many
is explosions and battles. You know, I only think the first 3 are canon. After that, I don't.
It's just like what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Bumblebee. I haven't finished watching yet.
Bumblebee was directed by Travis Knight. I feel like he
What
did
else
a
did
good
he
job.
make?
He's made he made that one Kubo and the Two Strings. That
Really,
animated movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude? Yeah.
He
That
directed
okay.
he directed
I
the
like this guy.
box
Respect
trolls.
this guy. He worked for Leica Studios. I love Leica. They
Yeah.
did
Like these nuts?
Coraline. Would you say, Ali?
Like these nuts?
Jesus, no. Oh man.
Oh, something else. My bad. My bad.
Fantastic Four, the new one with forgot
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan, Kate
And the
Mara,
other guys. Miles Teller.
Miles Teller, and the last guy, the thing. I forget.
Jamie Bell.
Jamie Bell. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was much better than the one they released in the 2000s with Chris
No,
Evans.
I like that one more.
What? The one
No.
with Chris Evans?
2000
Yeah.
was way better.
No,
right
dude,
away.
it was so. It's
Doesn't
so
even compare.
cringy. It's so bad,
Doesn't.
dude.
I don't care.
I
This
watched
movie
it
was
recently. I watched it recently.
so trash.
I watched it recently. The Invisible Woman, the way they made her, like it's just the contacts and the hair, it just looks fake. the Thing looks like a freaking like rubber.
Rock, yeah, as he should.
No, he looks like a rubber toy. It's horrible. His mouth like moves just a little. His lips don't move. The only good
Yeah,
thing,
okay. You know, he's not.
there's nothing good about it. And then the second one with the Silver Surfer, it's horrible. It's so bad.
Hey. Listen, we never said they were good. We just said they were better.
Better.
But
Better.
see, no, I feel like the new one wins when it comes to the cast. I feel like Miles Teller, he's a great actor. With Whiplash, it's one of my favorite movies, and I feel like he brought that level of acting to Fantastic Four. And I feel like
Yeah, but
go on.
I don't. I see exactly what you're saying. That like the cast was stronger. Okay, and I get that. I feel like who they chose just didn't suit their role like perfectly. You know, like they could have done better choosing who they wanted. You know, I feel like they, Fantastic Four, especially for like Mr. Fantastic, he's not supposed to be like a younger guy. You know, Miles Teller looks like a younger guy.
I know, but like
And I
that's
feel like
the new thing with the industry. People are getting younger and younger every time. Like freaking
Yeah.
Like
Tom
Peter
Holland?
Parker in the Spider.
Yeah,
Into the
Tom
Spider-Verse.
Holland. He
Yeah,
looks like
but
a freaking kid.
the thing is, the character, Spider-Man is supposed to be 16 years old. That is
Yeah.
his character.
That's
He's supposed to
true.
be in high school. You know,
Mhm.
they didn't get that right with Tobey Maguire. As much as I love the first Spider-Man movies, they didn't get that right because Tobey looked old.
30. He looked
think he
30.
was in
Or
his-
he looked
he
like
was in his
30.
early
Yeah.
I thought it was good. I thought the cast was good. I thought the explanation.
What about the story though?
The
story, like the actual storyline and the
I
actual combat throughout it all.
I liked how they explained the relationship everyone had. I liked how Human Torch was black. I like how it
I
explained.
mean,
No, not even that. I liked
okay.
because I remember when there was this picture that came out, and it was all of them like doing this group picture, hugging each other, and that's when we first heard that Michael B. Jordan was going to play the Human Torch, and there was
Yeah, you know,
there was
that's
a lot
cool-
of backlash saying that the Human Torch shouldn't be black, and in the
Yeah,
movie,
that's stupid.
yeah, it was.
It really is.
In the movie, it made sense, and I liked how Sue was the adopted one. It wasn't him, because if you look at the dad was black too, so she was the
Yeah.
adopted one. Something that I felt the movie lacked was the saving the world part. The final battle
It was hella bad.
the final battle is the old school Blu-ray up to the sky, but it wasn't on a familiar environment. So we couldn't be like, oh no, people are gonna die. That's something I feel like the Avengers did really well, because it was in the
Yeah,
middle of
I
New
mean,
York,
New
and
York,
it showed like
and then Sokovia.
Sokovia.
Because
It showed,
they spent most of the Fantastic Four movie in like a lab, right?
yeah,
And
it
then-
was a good introduction of the characters, because like I liked how how like he hated everyone that brought him to that situation. I liked how
I think
that's what
the Human Torch, how they train and how he gets better, and it shows them training. I liked that they were a government experiment. I like that Mr. Fantastic, he needs the suit to be able to come back. Did you guys notice that?
I did not notice that.
No.
He
And now I'm
stretches.
hating this movie more.
He stretches and he can't come back, so he needs the suit. And I felt that like that made a lot of sense, because like now there's a weakness to him. Because I remember the other movie, the only weakness he had was like being frozen, and I thought that was like so stupid.
What do you mean? That honestly makes sense because
I know,
it's
but
like,
like every
he's
time,
basically like rubber. You know, if you freeze rubber, you stretch that, it's gonna shatter. It's not.
I know,
gonna
but
stretch.
like that's in the other movie that was the only way. I feel like in this movie, by like, because I bet like if he freezes, that's still gonna be his weakness, but now he has this weakness where he needs the suit, you know, and I liked how he escapes and the whole escape scene, and how I never thought about this. He can change his body, so he changes his face. I thought that was cool. Be
That
honest,
was
that was
interesting,
cool. Yeah.
But see, the thing was, I feel like it was bad because they just try to do so many new things. You know, he never needed the suit beforehand. If you ever like saw comics or anything,
Yeah.
of Fantastic Four, it was never a thing that he needed the suit to like come back or anything.
But they did
And,
a
you
lot
know-
of things differently. I feel like they did a lot of things.
Yeah.
But like the things they did weren't really that important. They didn't change the plot or change the characters that much. I feel like the fact they got the powers due to like another dimension instead of going to space, I thought that was interesting. I thought
Oh, it
The
was
idea of
kind
the
of cool.
suit was interesting too. They
But
changed things, but it wasn't bad.
I guess, but I gotta say honestly, one, why does the thing gotta have his like pebbles out? He always wore shorts before, so that's not okay. Second, second, Doctor Doom, they destroyed the character.
Yeah, no, I'll give
They
you that. It was
Yeah,
horrible.
they completely they just took him piece by piece and just grinded it into
Mhm.
nothing because he wasn't at all this like super mastermind evil doer, whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
that,
Villain.
villain that just he was everything. He was like intelligent, he had all the tech, and he was just like that. You had that audacity of he was like that strong of a villain. And I feel like here they just completely threw everything they had about him out the window, and then they were like, oh, let's make a villain, just generic, boom, evil. It's just kind of, it was really bad what they did with him.
Mhm.
I didn't like
I
it at all.
I think because now Disney has the rights, Disney owns Fox. I feel like
Yeah.
with the new Fantastic Four, I don't know. The easy route, the route that I'd like would be to bring these guys back, but they can't because Michael B. Jordan was Killmonger. Because
Yeah.
I liked them that much. I just don't like the circumstances they were in. With like the characters were good. I think the powers were explained well. So
Yeah.
it went to waste.
I feel like, honestly, I'm gonna give you this. I feel like the characters weren't bad. I didn't like who was playing as Reed Richards that much, or
You
the
didn't like
thing.
Miles Teller? I loved Miles Teller.
I
He
mean,
was
I
good.
feel
Miles
like he was.
Teller's great,
I
yeah.
feel like he's a good actor. I feel like I like him, and and what he's done. I've liked it. But for this, I didn't really like his role that much. I'm not saying it was bad, but I'm not saying it wasn't the best one they could have chosen.
Mhm.
But all in all, I feel like if they would have pushed for just a more built up and like nicer story, I feel like it would have been already better, because the cast wasn't terrible. The cast wasn't terrible. I feel like they destroyed Doctor Doom. There was barely any fight. It was like 90% like exposition and then 10% was just battle, which was like on that like final thing, and I feel like they just the thing that I absolutely hated was the ending when they're all standing on that, like, I don't know where it is, the balcony or in the building, whatever it is, and they're all kind of like just chilling, and the thing goes, it's fantastic, and then Mr. Fantastic is like, wait, say that again, and then it just cuts. I'm like, oh my god, no.
Uh,
That was so bad. Like,
it was.
it really bothered me.
But I don't know. It kind of was the same thing from like Avengers 2, where he goes like Avengers, and then it ends.
Yeah, but I feel like that
we,
was
we can't we
nicer
can't
in the
we can't
fact that
compare anything that Fox or Warner Brothers or Sony have made to what Disney's making. Disney, in the way they're building this universe, it's no one can
They're
do
adding
this.
depth.
People are trying and have been trying to redo this. It's a formula, but it's patience. Like if you pay attention, Infinity War, none of the characters are explained. They just show up and the audience goes, "Oh, I remember that guy," because they've
but
had one or two movies.
yeah, but it works. It
It
works.
works,
They're
yeah.
doing it in a way that it works. What
Mhm.
they should do with Fantastic Four, in my opinion, is do what they did with the new Spider-Man, the most recent one.
Mhm.
How instead of trying to go back and reintroduce and everything, just kind of like start when they're already kind of there.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
with Spider-Man, he was already what, like he was
He-
Spider-Man for like what, 5 months already
Yeah.
when they introduced him in Civil War.
Yeah.
I feel like they should do that.
Shove them in.
Fantastic Four, they already have their abilities and they're
Mhm.
kind of like just learning off of it. We don't need that origin story again.
Yeah. So now it's all with Disney, and I think they're gonna do a good job with it because
They can
Fantastic Four and X-Men. That's a big
Oh,
license
yeah.
to have.
they can
Can we-
definitely
Can we talk
fix
about
a
how
lot of-
Disney's collecting companies and rights like their Pokemon cards left and right?
Yeah, but the
Like,
thing
sooner
is,
or later, they're for real gonna freaking
the
rule
process
the world.
the process with Fox, like I don't even know if they've officially bought it yet. The government of the United States, like they have this law, and they were looking through every single thing Fox owns, and they're trying to control so there's not a monopoly. Because
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
imagine every single movie you watch is produced by
being Disney.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
No, but
they
it's-
would be extremely strong.
But the thing about that law, Gustavo, is that that law relates to like if you buy out every company, that's technically legal.
It
But
is.
if you forcibly make sure that there's no other company and you become the monopoly,
Mhm.
that's illegal. Also, if there's a natural monopoly, that's also
Yeah.
legal.
No,
So
yeah,
I mean,
obviously, because Disney comes out with what, like 10, 11 movies a year? No, that's too much.
Yeah.
no, that's probably too little.
No,
'Cause
no.
they're
Too
smaller.
little?
They're
Yeah,
smaller
actually,
studios.
they produce a lot. Now that they
Yeah.
have so many companies on their side,
Yeah.
they have like a lot of extra arms to just
Yeah. 'Cause it's like,
multitask.
it's already 3 Marvel movies, 1 Lucasfilm movie, Star Wars
Yeah.
movie, and then like their animations and Pixar and like the live
Yeah, it's
action
because
movies. So,
before it was just Disney themselves. Now they
Mhm.
got so many more companies that can be working on projects at the same time.
dude, you know
They're becoming extremely
A24,
powerful.
the independent movie like society studio, A24.
I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
They're owned by Disney. It's like
Oh yeah.
almost every movie you watch is in some
Is
way by
It's
Disney. Solo,
so
the new Star Wars movie that came out summer of 2018. Who liked it?
honestly,
Childish Gambino
it
was
was
great.
good.
It was, excuse me.
Childish
It was.
Gambino.
Oh, okay, he's good. That's my point. Like,
Yeah.
he's one of the only good things, but like, the rest is complete shit. This new guy they got
Yeah.
playing Han Solo, he's horrible. This whole movie, it's him doing an impression of Harrison Ford, and it's just horrible. He doesn't do it right at all.
I see what you're saying.
He has no charisma. The whole thing with Han Solo is the charisma. You know, like that smile, like that
Charisma
Harrison
100.
Ford
Yeah.
has. But like this new guy has no charisma at all.
I see what you're saying. The thing is, I feel like I get what you're saying, that he was trying to be more of a Harrison Ford than he could actually be, because I feel like no one can get to that standard anymore.
Yeah.
No one's gonna be able to like reach that point of what Harrison Ford was able to do with
Mhm.
Han Solo. I still feel like the movie itself wasn't bad. I like the cast, honestly.
The
Like
cast.
disregarding that fact of this guy, what's his name? The actor for Han
I'll
Solo?
look it up. Alden Ehrenreich. Ehrenreich.
Alden. We'll just call him Alden.
We'll call him Alden.
Yeah. Alden, I feel like he wasn't the worst person they could have gotten for Han Solo, but at the same time, I really think that Han Solo, or Harrison Ford as Han Solo, he kind of left that mark that no one's gonna be able to like
Yeah. There are a
meet
few
again.
there are a few characters that should not be messed with. I feel like Han Solo
Like
shouldn't be
Indiana
messed
Jones.
with. Indiana Jones shouldn't be messed with.
They should never reboot that.
Marty McFly. I feel like Michael J. Fox is Marty McFly.
Oh,
They can't redo that.
oh yeah.
It's not doable.
Oh, what's his name? Keanu Reeves as Neo, The Matrix.
Yeah, they have Emilia Clarke. She's great in Game of Thrones. She's a great actress. They have Donald
Yeah.
Glover. He's like we said. He does anything and he's good at it. They have Woody
Oh, yeah,
Harrelson. He can be a good actor.
definitely.
But this guy, like we have next to these 3 great actors and people, we have this guy who just like the only movie I know he did was Hail Caesar, and that's it.
Yeah,
and they
I
picked
see
this
what you're
guy
saying.
to replace Harrison Ford in the Han Solo movie. The biggest flaw with this movie is explaining things that should not be explained. I liked the explanation of how he met Chewie. That was good.
Yeah.
But the name explanation, that was complete. Like
Oh,
we talked
that-
about this in the crossover episode. Like
I
that,
heard about that and I was just
Yeah.
that was horrible.
This was actually, it was bad just because they didn't really like build or give much story. It was just like some random was like, you're alone.
Solo.
Yeah, okay. Solo. Yeah. It was a stupid.
It was.
They could have thought of something like way better and way more
Mhm.
dynamic for it, but they didn't.
they could have done much better if they didn't try. Because the thing with Rogue One fits into the story perfectly because it's part of the story. This
Yeah.
this is like I know chronologically where it's placed, but it's not a bridge between like anything.
Yeah, they're
it's
not
just
trying to-
there.
It's if you
It's
could
just,
say it's
Star Wars.
Solo.
It's just it's exactly.
Stop it.
Solo.
It's solo. It's by itself. It's a little
Yeah.
island, and it's like trying to scream out at people like, "Look at me, I'm cool. Look, I explained this," and people are just screaming back like, "We don't need this." Like the whole,
I see what you're saying.
the whole,
See, the thing here
the Kessel
that
one. The Castle one
no, yeah,
was a
I was
great
about to
scene.
mention that.
It was a great scene, but like it was quickly, you know, like we only get to see Han pilot with Chewie once, and that's not even at the end of the movie. It's once. That's what we want. We want them together, you know.
Yeah, yeah, the whole dynamic duo that they have.
Mhm.
I see what you're saying. But the thing
They
is, I feel like with that remark, I was gonna bring this up a little bit earlier, but now they have the Kessel Run. They try to explain a lot of things. I feel like I like that they kind of explain the Kessel Run
yeah, because
in a bit
the
more
Castle
sense
one,
because they messed
it's
up
not
when they
a
said it in the. It's not a measure of time.
it's a measure of
I mean,
distance.
yeah,
Because it's a zone that's like hard to travel through, and he
yeah,
made parsecs
and
aren't isn't time, it's distance. So
yeah, it's distance.
he made this route. He took a shortcut. It was described as impossible to make it in less than whatever it was before, and he
14
made it in
or
14. Yeah, and he made it in 12, right?
yeah, he made it in 12,
He
and
made it
it
in
was
12 parsecs. So like that means he went through dangerous parts and got through it.
yeah.
I
And
mean,
I like that because when they first released that in A New Hope, where he says, "Oh, the Millennium Falcon is the ship that made Kessel Run in 12 parsecs,"
And everyone thinks like,
I
oh,
feel
like
like
that's super
everyone's like,
fast.
yeah, but then you read into it and you're like, that's a measure of distance. You
Mhm.
can't go any
You can't go any
you
faster.
can't
Yeah.
go like faster
Mhm.
with distance or anything. You're like, what are you saying?
And
So I like that
that's
they
something
gave it
that
that bit of
yeah, that's something that
explanation.
was good about the movie because when you watch A New Hope and he says that, you get the idea. Oh, his ship is fast.
Yeah,
But then when you look at the Millennium Falcon, it's like it's trash. Like you can't
yeah.
that's not
It's kind of
fast, you know.
broken down. It's
But now that we know that parsecs is a measure of distance, instead of talking
yeah,
about like the Millennium Falcon, it talks more about the pilot. It talks more about like
yeah,
how
that
good he
he's
is,
a good
that
pilot.
he's a good
Yeah,
pilot. Yeah, I think the movie focused on the wrong things. There were things that we clearly wanted to know about. We wanted to know about how they met, and I think that was a great way to do it because it's
yeah,
like we were thinking it's gonna be just a new like another scene like the one in Return of the Jedi with Luke. We thought it was just gonna be like a where he fights a monster, but it's actually Chewie.
yeah. That they have him in there like incarcerated. I
That
feel like
was
that was a
good.
nice touch
I
of
feel
how
like
they like kind of.
the Kessel Run scene was really good. The how he won the Millennium Falcon, that was good. But
Oh yeah,
I just think the filling, the things in between that were bad.
you didn't like it. Okay.
The whole storyline with what's the name of his girlfriend? Kira. Kira.
Kira? Yeah,
Yeah.
Kira.
The whole thing with her and like, cause like that was just it was unnecessary. I know I get they needed a strong female like lead, but her story was stupid. Cause he works with he goes through
It was
like
kind of like
wars.
half-assed.
Yeah, with the Empire. He enlists with the
Yeah.
Empire, and he does all this stuff so he can come back to get her. And then it turns out
Yeah.
she's left, and like, oh,
And she's already like
okay. So
this
all
high
that
matriarch, yeah.
storyline was for no reason. And then at the end with Darth Maul, that was just so stupid. They didn't need that. That's the thing. When are they ever gonna use that again? You know,
Wait, I totally forgot that Darth Maul was in the movie. Oh shit.
they're
they keep
never
bringing
gonna use
Darth
that
Maul
again.
back for no reason.
Exactly.
Like-
Go on.
Wait, but that was when they show Darth Maul, aren't they like showing it like he had like the metal legs, didn't
He
he?
did, but he didn't have the
Yeah.
spiders one. He has like normal legs.
Yeah, he has the normal metal leg. Yeah, because that's from Clone Wars. If you ever
Yeah.
watched the
Yeah.
animated show, which
Ali,
I thought that was a nice detail. It
we're
wasn't
gonna say-
necessary, but I thought it was kind of a nice detail. No,
Ali, we're gonna
Didn't
say
he die at the end of the Clone Wars like stuff?
no.
Because I'm
No,
pretty sure
he-
they killed him for. Oh, he didn't.
no, he dies. Like final death. It happens during like,
Rebels.
Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
Rebels is but still, Obi-Wan like just finishes them off in like 3 moves.
I just when people ask George Lucas why he decided to show like how they killed Darth Maul, how it shows how he was cut in half,
Yeah.
his response was, "So people know he can't come back." He said that.
A big oof on his part.
He chose to show the guy being cut in half so that
Yeah,
the
'cause
audience
he-
knows
he
for
was supposed
sure
to be dead.
he's dead, he's gone, he's not coming back.
And that was a
and then
bit
he,
of
he
a
brings him
mistake.
back.
They shouldn't have brought him back after that.
The fact they bring Darth Maul back as a reoccurring villain, it makes sense sometimes, but it only works in TV shows. They just keep resurrecting him, which kind of ruins the flavor of Darth Maul. Like, the
Yeah.
first time you saw him alive, and then he came back the first time was great. It was wonderful. And then they bring him back in Rebels, right? Because they kind of finished him off in Clone Wars. I don't think they killed him, right? but they push him away. They bring him back in Solo, which just dulls down the flavor of
Yeah.
Darth Maul. Same with
Like
other
what we were
villains.
saying with Optimus Prime and Transformers.
Yeah.
It's the same basis.
Yeah.
You can't just keep killing someone and bringing them back and expect it to be like, oh, the next time you die, like, oh no.
That's
it's
that's
just
for
like,
sure.
oh.
Like next time he dies, he's dead. After you've lied to us so many times,
It kills the suspense.
It kills the suspense. Like we know for sure he's not dead, and like I feel like it treated the public, the audience, as kids, because everyone watching that movie, like let's say like 70% of the people, they are Star Wars fans,
Or nerds, yeah.
or nerds. Like they know who Darth Maul is. Maybe they don't know
Oh yeah.
that he came back or know his name, but they know like
Like the character itself.
if you look
what
at
he
his
looks
shadow, you can tell it's Darth Maul because of like the spikes, the way the head is shaped. You can tell that's him. So first it shows the hologram, and then it shows him getting up, and then it shows him getting close. I feel like if it just showed like the hologram of him talking to her and ended there, okay, that's a little bit better because it ends in a cliffhanger. But even that, I feel like they should have cut him completely because he's not
It was
needed.
unnecessary.
It was unnecessary.
To the story.
Because like
Yeah.
as soon as that happened, I was like, oh, that's cool because they brought him back. But then I realized that what are they gonna do with him? Like they brought him back and they gave her like some type of connection to like everyone else by putting her with Han and Darth Maul, like putting her in the same social circle as them.
Yeah.
But then that's it. He's
Yeah,
not.
honestly,
that's the end of the story. Like it's not gonna bring that up again.
Like, yeah, I see what you mean. It made sense in like the Clone Wars when they brought him back and they added that whole dynamic, and they did a lot with Darth Maul in that show. But in Solo, it was just completely unnecessary.
So
And now it's even more necessary just because didn't they like release that they were gonna stop making these side movies
I
for a
think they
bit?
should, because they
I think they did release like a thing like, hey, we're just not gonna make any more of these for a while.
They're overdoing it. Because every year
They're milking it, yeah.
every year, like if they, because I feel like they're coming out episode 9 this year. Are they? Is there gonna be episode 10 and then 11? Like they already stopped with, because Ryan Johnson, the guy who directed The Last Jedi, he was gonna do a trilogy, and they said we're stopping with that because like I've heard people say I'm sick of Star Wars. People said like, because before episode 7, that was like in 2015, we hadn't seen a good Star Wars movies since the 80s.
Yeah.
Actually, early 2000s, because the prequels were pretty good.
No,
I'm not
the
gonna lie.
prequels are...
Okay.
No, shut
Okay.
up. I'm gonna kick you off
no,
this.
no.
No,
Okay,
hear me
listen,
out,
the
hear me out,
prequels were actually kind of good. All right.
Hear me out. Other than the graphics, which I understand were very cheesy, okay, but you can deal with that, okay, because it's all about the plot with the Star Wars.
The plot is horrible.
Okay,
It's pretty
No,
good.
we're
The-
no. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I don't even know why this one's on the list. I liked it a lot.
Yeah,
I
so-
didn't watch it. I don't want to watch it because I was talking to you about this a little bit before. But first off, John Mulaney, I think he's a shitty comic. Okay, he's not funny, very nubile, right? Second, they had the freaking pig spider, which I understand for comic relief, but it wasn't good. Okay, from all the trailers, didn't appeal at all. Okay,
It wasn't too much.
I mean,
I think
yeah,
it just they just used
exaggerate.
it. They just used it to like show how like
Diverse,
because
everything.
it's satire on the comic industry. Because like we go from like normal Spider-Man to Miles. Like Miles, like it's okay. Like it makes sense. People like it.
Uh-huh.
Spider-Gwen. That was good. And then Spider-Man Noir. That one was kind of like, but then they
Like,
went
that's cool.
off and like, what is this? Spider Pig? Spider Ham?
Spider Pig.
No, Spider Ham. I feel
Spider-Ham,
like
yeah.
if he was just there to, because like they didn't come up with
Peter
this for the
Parker.
movie. Like this is actually a series, and it's like it's a popular series. It's like it's I think it's poking fun at how the comic industry like does anything and it sells and it and it's popular.
Yeah, and like how many like actual spider people there actually are throughout this multiverse. That too. Because you're not just gonna get like they could have gone for like the Ben Riley Spider-Man. They could have gone for like there's a ton of them that they could have chosen, but they really went for the ones that were like very different to give it that kind of sense of whoa, it's crazy and different out there.
I think the point of the movie, since it shows multiple people being Spider-Man and in their universe, they are the standard for what a Spider-Man is. I think
Yeah.
the point of the movie is the point that Stan Lee made when he created the character.
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Moment of silence
Yeah,
for Stan
definitely.
Lee. When he created Spider-Man, his point was that anyone could be a superhero because
Yeah,
the
even
first he was the
Even a
first.
black man.
Yeah, he was the first. Miles is black and Hispanic, so like
Whatever.
he's mixed of the mixed, you know. So I think
yeah.
because Spider-Man was the first hero to have his full face covered up, because Batman had like the mouth, and
Chin.
Superman had whole face off. Same thing with Captain America, but Spider-Man he could be anyone of any color because he was Spider-Man, you know, his body was all
Yeah.
covered.
It
So
didn't matter who was under it.
Exactly.
It mattered who that like what they looked like under. It mattered who they were under the mask, you know.
It's how they dealt with the responsibility of the powers they were given. It's like with great powers
Yeah.
comes great responsibility. So I feel like the
Exactly.
movie by showcasing other people and other things, like because we have a robot as Spider-Man too, a robot and a girl, they combine in their Spider-Man. I feel like it's just supposed to
Yeah.
like drive the point that anyone can be Spider-Man as long as they have the right intentions to do it. And your
Yeah.
point with John Mulaney, I think is hilarious. I love all his
yeah,
special
honestly, he's great.
absolutely
He's
not.
fantastic.
There's so many other
Dude.
funny comedians.
Oh,
Did you
there
listen?
are,
Dude,
but
God.
like I think he's one of the funniest right now.
I think Ryan Reynolds would have been a better Spider-Ham.
oh,
honest.
but he
Like, I understand that Ryan Reynolds is like in the freaking top notch at the superhero game right now with like Deadpool, but you know,
And Pikachu.
and
that- that
Pikachu.
movie's-
Pikachu's gonna be
that
great.
movie's gonna be so stupid because it's a Pokemon movie and it's like they Detective Pikachu. Like what the fuck are you thinking?
Yeah. you never. I'm pretty sure there's.
I want to hear Pikachu swear. That's all I want to do.
Pika fucking shoot.
I put John Mulaney on top with Jerry Seinfeld,
Jerry Seinfeld is not funny. I
Gabriel
don't-
Iglesias.
Jerry Seinfeld's funny. Come on.
He is
man.
funny.
Like,
Come on.
No, I have not laughed once in the
Jerry
entire
Sein-
Seinfeld show. I swear
What?
to God, no.
No,
Kramer,
Dude.
no, but that's not
Like-
Seinfeld.
What's the
I know-
deal with
no,
Donut? You know,
like,
come on.
Kramer's
Like,
the only funny person on that show. I don't understand how people find it funny.
I think John Mulaney is as good as Gabriel Iglesias. I feel like he's as funny as Chris D'Elia. D'Elia, I don't know what his name is, but he's fucking hilarious. I think they're all funny because they're not. See, you can tell a good comic because there are people who tell stories of their lives, and there are people who talk about like the airplane food. They don't tell stories, but they bring something that everyone can relate to. And
Yeah.
all of them have pros and all of them have cons. When you tell a personal story, people can't relate, but it's also something that's exclusive to you. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
when you tell like a analogy about something that people can relate, people relate, but everyone talks about it. Everyone talks about airplane food. So I feel like John Mulaney with Gabriel Iglesias, they're good comics who use the story method. They tell a story about their lives, and it's actually funny.
The only comic that I like the story about his life. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is just from one special, but I was gonna say Childish Gambino. But Donald Glover is probably the most talented man on the market. I mean,
He is.
probably not anymore because
No. He's the
But-
he is because he's a great actor. He's the only good part of Solo. He's a good musician, not only by his singing voice and lyrics, but like I don't know, like his choice of sounds and stuff. Like I don't know, like
And
every time he comes out with
sampling.
the song, it's a hit. Like This Is America, like,
it's a straight banger. Yeah,
and he's also like Atlanta. Like that's an amazing show. Have you guys watched it?
yeah.
It's
I've seen a little bit of it. Yeah.
it's amazing. He's if you have him working on your project, I think you're good.
Yeah, but no, he's the only good comedian.
No, no.
Actually, no, he's the only comedian that puts out, and I stand by that. Like, there's other comedians like Trevor Noah who still does specials. Trevor Noah is good, but he's whack.
He's what?
Cherno is pretty funny.
He's black?
He's whack, not black. I mean, no, he's black, but he's also whack.
I thought you said he's black. Okay, let's wrap this up.
Tomatoes.
I think the point that the movie's bad because of John Mulaney and Spider-Ham. What?
Those are my only 2 points, by the way.
Those are your only 2 points, and you haven't even seen the movie. I feel like those 2 points aren't valid. Ken, what's happening?
He said tomato. He said tomato.
I don't get it. Oh my god. I don't know. Should I leave this in the podcast? I think it.
Yeah, make this a cold open.
Yeah. Totally. Oh man.
gonna move this to the end until it ends laughing.